Welcome to my channel. Before you do anything else, make one promise to yourself. No matter how busy you are or how many distractions try to pull you away, stay with me until the very end of this video. Because the next few minutes could completely change the way you think about your life, your future, and your ability to achieve your biggest dreams. Imagine waking up exactly 1 year from today. Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing a stronger, wiser, more confident version of yourself. Imagine having the courage to make decisions without fear, the discipline to stay committed when life becomes difficult, and the confidence to chase opportunities that once seemed impossible. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine living another year exactly the way you are living today, carrying the same fears, repeating the same habits, making the same excuses, and wondering why nothing has changed. The difference between those two futures is not luck, it is not talent, it is not money, it is not where you were born or who you know. The difference is one decision to change the way you think, one decision to improve one habit at a time, one decision to refuse an ordinary life. That decision begins today. So promise yourself that you will watch until the final second, because the last lesson connects everything you are about to hear, and it may become the one idea that completely transforms your future forever. Every successful person you admire was once standing exactly where you are today. They experienced fear, uncertainty, rejection, disappointment, and failure. They questioned themselves. They doubted their abilities. They faced obstacles that seemed impossible to overcome. Yet they kept moving forward because they understood something that most people never discover. Success does not belong to people who wait. Success belongs to people who prepare. It belongs to people who continue learning when others stop learning. It belongs to people who keep moving when others quit. It belongs to people who choose discipline over comfort and action over excuses. That is why today's message is so important. Your future is not decided by what happened yesterday. Your future is decided by what you choose to do after watching this video. Every great achievement starts with a simple choice to become better than yesterday. The first habit that transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers is learning to think beyond today. Most people make decisions based only on how they feel in the present moment. They chase comfort, avoid challenges, and search for quick rewards that bring temporary happiness. Successful people think differently. Before making any important decision, they ask themselves a powerful question. Will this decision help me become the person I want to become? That one question changes everything because it shifts their attention away from temporary pleasure and toward long-term success. They understand that reading 10 pages today may not seem important, but after 1 year, it becomes thousands of pages filled with knowledge. Exercising for 30 minutes today may not completely change their body, but after months of consistency, it creates strength, energy, confidence, and better health. Saving a small amount of money today may seem insignificant, but over time it creates security and freedom. Learning one new skill every day opens doors that many people never even see because they stop improving too soon. Successful people never underestimate small actions because they know that small actions repeated every day create extraordinary results. While other people wait for the perfect opportunity, successful people quietly prepare themselves for it. They study when nobody is watching. They practice when nobody is applauding. They improve their mindset, strengthen their discipline, and build valuable skills long before success becomes visible. That is why people often call them lucky. But what the world calls luck is usually years of preparation hidden behind the scenes. Successful people also understand that every decision has consequences. Choosing comfort every day eventually creates regret, while choosing discipline every day creates freedom. They know that wasting a few hours today may not seem dangerous, but wasting a few hours every day for years can steal countless opportunities. In the same way, making one positive choice every day may not seem life-changing now, but over time, those choices completely transform a person's future. They never become discouraged because progress feels slow. They understand that real growth happens quietly, just as a tree develops strong roots beneath the ground long before anyone sees it rise toward the sky. They trust the process because they know consistency always defeats talent when talent refuses to remain disciplined. Every challenge becomes another opportunity to improve. Every difficult day strengthens their character. Every mistake teaches another valuable lesson. Instead of asking how quickly they can become successful, they ask how consistently they can become better because they understand that lasting success is never built overnight. It is built one decision, one habit, and one day at a time. The second habit of successful people is learning to focus on solutions instead of problems. Every person on earth faces obstacles. No one lives a life completely free from disappointment, failure, unexpected setbacks, or difficult moments. The difference between ordinary people and extraordinary people is not the number of problems they face. The difference is the way they respond when those problems appear. Most people spend their energy complaining. They blame circumstances, criticize others, and convince themselves that life is unfair. The more they focus on what is going wrong, the more powerless they begin to feel. Their confidence slowly disappears, their motivation becomes weaker, and eventually, they stop trying altogether. Successful people choose a completely different mindset. They understand that every problem carries the seed of a solution if they are willing to search for it with patience and determination. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" they ask, "What can this situation teach me?" Instead of saying, "This is impossible," they ask, "What is the next step I can take?" These simple questions immediately shift their minds away from fear and toward action. They know that action creates opportunities, while worry creates excuses. Every challenge becomes another chance to become wiser, stronger, and more experienced. Every mistake becomes valuable information that helps them improve. They never allow temporary difficulties to become permanent excuses because they understand that growth is impossible without challenges. Think about the strongest tree in a forest. It became strong because it survived storms, powerful winds, heavy rain, and changing seasons. Without those struggles, its roots would never have grown deep enough to support its height. Human character develops in exactly the same way. Every challenge strengthens patience. Every failure builds resilience. Every obstacle teaches problem solving. Successful people understand that difficult seasons are not punishments, they are preparation for greater opportunities. They also develop the habit of controlling what they can control instead of worrying about what they cannot. They know they cannot change the past, control other people's opinions, or predict every future event. Spending time worrying about these things only steals energy that could be used for improvement. Instead, they focus on their attitude, effort, preparation, discipline, and daily actions because those are always within their control. This mindset gives them confidence even during uncertain times because they know that while they cannot control every situation, they can always control their response. Another powerful habit they practice is remaining calm when life becomes difficult. While many people panic and make emotional decisions, successful people pause, think clearly, gather information, and choose their next step carefully. They understand that emotional reactions often create bigger problems, while calm thinking leads to better solutions. They refuse to allow temporary emotions to make permanent decisions. They also understand the importance of surrounding themselves with positive influences. They choose friends, mentors, books, and environments that encourage growth instead of negativity. They know that the people around them influence the way they think, speak, and act. Positive people inspire confidence, while negative people often spread fear and doubt. That is why successful people protect their mindset as carefully as they protect their goals. Another lesson they never forget is taking action before they feel completely ready. Many people delay success because they believe they need the perfect plan before taking the first step. Successful people know that perfection is an illusion. Progress comes from movement, not endless preparation. They begin with what they have, learn from experience, improve along the way, and continue moving forward. Every small action teaches them something valuable that planning alone never could. They understand that confidence grows after action, not before it. Every small victory builds momentum. Every solved problem increases experience. Every challenge they overcome prepares them for something even greater. They also realize that success is not about avoiding difficulties. It is about becoming the kind of person who can overcome them. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, they see them as stepping stones leading toward a better future. They believe that every setback carries a lesson, every lesson creates wisdom, and every moment of perseverance builds a stronger character. By focusing on solutions instead of problems, controlling what they can influence, remaining calm under pressure, surrounding themselves with positive influences, and taking consistent action even when they feel uncertain, successful people create opportunities where others only see limitations. This mindset becomes one of the greatest reasons they continue moving forward while many others remain trapped by fear, excuses, and self doubt. Proving once again that success always belongs to those who choose progress over complaints and action over hesitation. The third habit of successful people is taking complete responsibility for their lives. This habit separates people who continue growing from those who remain trapped in the same place year after year. Many people spend their lives blaming bad luck, difficult circumstances, their past, other people, or opportunities they never received. They believe that if life had been different, they would already be successful. But successful people refuse to surrender their future to excuses. They understand that while they cannot control everything that happens to them, they can always control the choices they make from this moment forward. Instead of asking, "Why is my life like this?" they ask, "What can I do today to make tomorrow better?" That single question changes everything because it shifts their focus from excuses to action. They understand that responsibility is not a burden, it is a source of power. The moment they accept responsibility for their decisions, habits, and attitude, they also gain the ability to change their future. They stop waiting for someone else to rescue them, motivate them, or create opportunities for them. Instead, they become the creators of their own opportunities. Every morning, they wake up with purpose. They ask themselves what they can learn, what they can improve, and what important action they must take before the day ends. This simple daily habit keeps them moving forward even when progress feels slow. Another powerful habit they develop is self discipline. They know that motivation is temporary. Some days they feel excited, energetic, and confident, while other days they feel tired, discouraged, or uncertain. Instead of depending on motivation, they depend on discipline. They create routines that continue working even when emotions change. They wake up on time, protect their schedule, complete their most important tasks first, and avoid distractions that steal valuable time. They understand that discipline creates consistency, consistency creates progress, and progress eventually creates extraordinary results. Successful people also know that mistakes are not signs of weakness. They are valuable lessons that point the way toward improvement. When they make a mistake, they do not hide from it or blame someone else. They honestly examine what happened, identify what they can do better, and apply that lesson immediately. Every failure becomes another teacher. Every setback becomes another opportunity to grow wiser and stronger. They realize that the people who succeed the most are often the people who have learned the most from failure. Another habit they practice every day is protecting the quality of their thoughts. They understand that negative thinking eventually leads to negative decisions. That is why they avoid constant complaining, destructive conversations, and environments filled with hopelessness. Instead, they fill their minds with inspiring books, educational content, meaningful conversations, and ideas that encourage growth. They know that what they repeatedly think becomes what they repeatedly believe, and what they believe eventually shapes every decision they make. Successful people also refuse to chase perfection because they know perfection does not exist. Waiting for the perfect time often becomes another excuse for never beginning. Instead, they focus on becoming just 1% better every day. They celebrate progress instead of demanding perfection because they understand that remarkable success is created through thousands of small improvements repeated consistently over time. They also choose their environment carefully. They spend time with people who challenge them to dream bigger, work harder, and believe in themselves. They understand that positive relationships encourage confidence, while negative influences quietly destroy ambition. Every conversation becomes another opportunity to learn. Every experience becomes another lesson that prepares them for greater responsibilities in the future. Most importantly, successful people never stop improving themselves. They know there is always another skill to develop, another habit to strengthen, another lesson to learn, and another challenge to overcome. They refuse to become comfortable because they understand that growth begins where comfort ends. Every day becomes another chance to become wiser, stronger, and more disciplined than the day before. By accepting responsibility, practicing self discipline, learning from every mistake, protecting their mindset, surrounding themselves with positive influences, and committing to lifelong improvement, they gradually build a life that reflects their highest potential. They understand that extraordinary success is not created by extraordinary people. It is created by ordinary people who make extraordinary decisions consistently, remain committed when others give up, and continue moving forward with courage, patience, and determination until their dreams become reality. The fourth and final habit of successful people is that they never stop learning, and they never allow failure to become the final chapter of their story. They understand that success is not a destination where growth comes to an end. It is a lifelong journey of learning, improving, adapting, and becoming a better version of themselves every single day. Many people believe that education ends when they leave school or complete a degree, but successful people know that real education begins when they take full responsibility for their own growth. Every book they read, every conversation they have, every challenge they overcome, every mistake they make, and every experience they gain teaches them something valuable. They remain curious because they understand that knowledge is one of the greatest investments anyone can make. Money can disappear, businesses can fail, jobs can change, and opportunities may come and go, but the knowledge, wisdom, and skills they develop remain with them forever. That is why they dedicate time every single day to learning something new. They read books that expand their thinking, listen to educational podcasts, study successful people, and constantly search for ideas that help them become stronger, wiser, and more capable. They know that small lessons learned consistently become powerful advantages over time. Another habit that separates successful people from everyone else is the way they respond to failure. Most people fear failure because they believe it proves they are not good enough. Successful people think differently. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is one of the greatest teachers on the path to success. Every mistake provides valuable feedback. Every setback reveals an area that needs improvement. Every disappointment develops patience, resilience, and determination. Instead of asking, "Why did I fail?" they ask, "What can I learn from this experience?" That simple question transforms disappointment into wisdom. They know that nearly every successful entrepreneur, inventor, athlete, artist, and leader experienced rejection, criticism, setbacks, and failure before achieving greatness. The only difference is that they refused to quit. They learned from every experience, adjusted their plans, improved their skills, and continued moving forward with greater confidence than before. Successful people also understand that fear is a natural part of growth. They do not wait until fear disappears before taking action because they know courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to move forward despite fear. Every challenge they accept builds confidence. Every difficult decision makes them stronger. Every obstacle they overcome prepares them for even greater opportunities in the future. Instead of allowing fear to control their lives, they use it as proof that they are stepping beyond their comfort zone and becoming stronger than yesterday. Another powerful habit is valuing time more than temporary pleasure. They understand that time is the only resource that can never be replaced. Money lost today can be earned again, but time wasted is gone forever. Because of this, they become intentional about the way they spend every day. They focus on meaningful work, healthy habits, personal growth, strong relationships, and activities that move them closer to their goals. They avoid distractions that consume hours without adding value to their future. They also choose their environment carefully because they know that the people around them influence their thinking, habits, and attitude. They spend time with people who inspire growth, encourage learning, and challenge them to become better every day. Positive relationships help them remain motivated during difficult seasons and remind them that success is possible for anyone who stays committed. Most importantly, successful people never stop believing in their ability to improve. They understand that talent may provide a starting point, but dedication, discipline, persistence, and continuous learning determine how far they will go. They never compare themselves with someone else's journey because they know every person has a different path and a different timeline. Instead, they compare themselves with the person they were yesterday and focus on becoming just a little better every single day. Those small improvements eventually create extraordinary results. Remember the 4 powerful habits you have learned in this video. Think beyond today instead of chasing temporary comfort. Focus on solutions instead of problems. Take complete responsibility for your life instead of making excuses. Never stop learning and treat every failure as a valuable lesson instead of an ending. If you apply these habits consistently, your mindset will become stronger, your confidence will become greater, your decisions will become wiser, and your future will become brighter than you ever imagined. Thank you for watching this video until the end. If this message inspired you, don't keep these lessons to yourself. Share this video with someone who needs encouragement today. Subscribe to the channel for more powerful motivational content, and remember this truth every single day. Your greatest success begins the moment you decide to improve yourself one thought, one habit, and one action at a time. Your future is waiting. Your opportunities are endless. And the best time to begin creating the life you truly deserve is not tomorrow, not next week, and not someday. The best time is right now.